Question recently came in, and it's about Genesis 6:4. Did angels marry women and reproduce a race of giants? Now, this has been a popular question. More than one person, in this case was Andrea, that wrote in. A number of people have asked this question, in fact, even called in and wondered about this very topic. Well, what about it? What does Genesis 6 talk about? Well, let's read a little bit of what it says, and then we can talk about what the meaning is behind it. So in Genesis 6:1, it says, "Now it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born to them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were beautiful, and took wives for themselves of all who they chose. And the Lord said, My spirit shall not strive with man forever, for indeed he is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. And then verse 4, "There were giants on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God came into the daughters of men, and they bore children to them. Those were mighty men, who were of old, men of renown." So on a quick reading, it almost sounds like somehow angels, sons of God, got together with physical women and reproduced giants. Well, is that the case? I think we have to step back a little bit and realize what exactly this verse is talking about. First of all, a very interesting comment that Jesus Christ himself made, the creator of all things. All things were created through Jesus Christ. And so what does Christ say about the angels? Well, in Mark chapter 12, verse 25, he said, "They neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are like the angels in heaven." So talking about the resurrection, Christ himself said angels do not marry. They're not given in marriage. They're spirit beings. They're not sexual beings. And so in that case, would it be possible then for angels to reproduce with people? The fact is, no, it is not possible at all. In fact, it goes against a vital law that God created at the very beginning. He said in the beginning of Genesis that things would reproduce after their own kind. And so angels are one kind, and people, human beings, are another kind. Well, sure, sometimes in the Bible it talks about sons of God being angels. There's no doubt about that. But did you know that there are other cases where sons of God are also referring to Christians, to converted people? And they also refer to, in the Psalm 82 says, they're human beings, are also sons of God because God created them. And so when you look at exactly what it's talking about here in Genesis chapter 6, it's not talking about the fact there's some race of giants reproduced. A couple of other interesting things. Notice God says, "My spirit shall not strive with man." So the sons of God must be people. They must not be angels. They must be people because God wasn't going to strive with man. It's also interesting in verse 4 it says, there were giants on the earth. So there were already giants that were present on the earth before the sons of God took the daughters. And so that's a very interesting point as well. It wasn't a result of these marriages. It was something that was already a fact, that there was already giants on the earth. And so it becomes very clear, these giants that were a result of these marriages, certainly there were giants. We know that Goliath is probably from that line of giants later on in the Bible. But it's a clear fact that angels are not sexual beings, they are spirit beings, and it is not possible for an angel kind to reproduce with mankind. It's just impossible. And so very interesting things can come out of the Bible when we just step back and look at the reality of what a passage really says. So I hope you found that helpful. We'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow. That's BT Daily.